ब्रह्मेण तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्प्रते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भागवतम prayers. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शुश्रूषोषधधानस्य वासुदेवा कदा रुचि स्यान्महत्सेवया विप्रा पुण्यतीर्थानिषेवनात्। शृण्वतां स्वगतः कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृदयन्तस्तु भद्राणि विधुनोति श्रुत्सताम्। नष्टप्रायेषु च भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टके। तदा रजस्तमो भाव कामलोभस्तयस्य चेतयेतेरनाविद्धिं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति। एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत् भक्ति योगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसंजस्य जायते। विद्यते हृदय ग्रन्थेश्चिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे। And Sanatana Goswami prayers. सर्वशास्त्राब्धि पीयूष सर्ववेदैक सत्फला सर्वसिद्धान्त रत्नाद्या सर्वलोकैक दृक्पदा सर्वभागवत प्राणा श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभो कलिद्वन्ततोदित्याय श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तिता परमानन्द पाठाय प्रेम वक्षाक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते। मदेकबन्धो मत्सङ्गं मद्गुरो मद्मना भव मद्महादना मन्निष्ठाकरा मद्भाग्या मदानन्द नमोस्तुते। वसुधौ साधु तद्यायेन् अतिनीचोचताकर अहमुञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्ण हृत्कान्तयो स्पृहा। Welcome to morning Bhagavatam class. I am not so qualified to give Bhagavatam lecture, but I want to tell whatever inspired me. 3.12.48. So it is just my understanding. So please correct me if I do something wrong, and please suggest. I'm open for suggestions. So. Moreover, that I just want to share my screen and talk about this verse and praying to my Guru and Srila Prabhupada and Krishna so that I can explain something meaningful regarding this 3.12.48. Shabda ब्रह्मात्मनस्तस्य व्यक्तव्यक्तात्मनः परा ब्रह्मवभाति विततो नानाशक्तिमुपाभ्रमितः। Synonyms. Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound. Atmanaha, of the Supreme Lord. Tasya, his. Vyakta, manifested. Avyakta Atmanaha, of the unmanifested. Paraha, transcendental. Brahma, the absolute. Avabhati, completely manifested. Vitata, distributing. Nana, multifarious, Shakti, energies, Upabrimitaha, invested with. Translation. Brahma is the personal representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the source of transcendental sound and is therefore above the conception of manifested and unmanifested. Brahma is the complete form of the absolute truth and is invested in with multifarious energies. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The most of Brahma is the highest responsible post within the universe, and it is offered to the most perfect personality of the universe. Sometimes the Supreme Personality of Godhead be has to become Brahma when there is no suitable living being to occupy the post. In the material world, Brahma is the complete representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And transcendental sound, Pranava, comes from him. He is therefore invested with multifarious energies from which all the demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are manifested. His transcendental value is not to be minimized, even though he exhibited a tendency to enjoy his own daughter. There is a purpose for the exhibition of such tendency by Brahma, and he is not to be condemned like an ordinary living entity. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So until now, in the creation of four Kumaras, this chapter, there's so many things happened, and um, Brahma, Brahma starts his creation, and after that, so many things will happen. And yesterday, Vamshidhari Prabhu, and they were explaining the creation of the notes and music notes and everything. I was so inspired, like even the akshara, the alphabets and everything. So I'm very much like became so much. Appreciate Srila Prabhupada, how he detailedly explained everything. We think that okay, music, but everything was details from it. It is coming from Brahma to us. So I really appreciate Prabhupada taking his own time and explaining each and every verse of this canto and every chapter. Coming to this verse, the post of Brahma is the highest responsible post within the universe, and it is offered to the most perfect personality of the universe. Sometimes the Supreme Personality of Godhead has to become Brahma when there is no suitable living being to occupy the post. In the material world, Brahma is the complete representation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Transcendental sound Pranava comes from him. So it is how I could not like when I'm doing the shloka, I could not get the gist of it. But as soon as I read the Prabhupada purport, then I came to know, oh, okay, Shabda, Brahmatmanastasya. So the transcendental sound, it is coming from Brahma. So what I can say that Shabda is the representation of Lord Krishna, and he occupied the post. Brahma occupied the post of Shabda representation. So Vyakta Avyaktatma is beyond manifested and of the unmanifested. He's the absolute Brahma. Brahma is the absolute. Avabhati is completely manifested. Vitaha, disturbing, Nana multifarious. He is like uh, he is not condemned to one single, but he is multifarious. Energy is invested with him. So, going ahead, I would love to talk about what Prabhupada wanted to explain. I just want to elaborate on this only. So we know that in Bhagavad Gita 7.8, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sisi suryaho pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdake paurusham rishu. So Krishna, he tells to Arjuna that I am the taste of water, the light of sun, the moon, the syllable Om. in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. So he himself told that he is the Pranava and Shabda. So origin of sound is Lord Krishna, and Brahma is the representation of Supreme Personality of Godhead as a sound. We should not mistake the position of Brahma as Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is a living entity, like a Jiva, but we should not consider him as an ordinary living being. In the material world, Brahma is complete incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is called Pranava. So we can't misunderstand the position of Brahma, and we should always think that he is confidential servant of the Lord. So I just want to give a little more gist about misunderstanding a position. So example of a school. If you consider a school, we have so many roles like principal and teachers for who teach different subjects. So when a teacher is absent in the school, principal of the school, he takes up the role of the teacher, and he occupies the vacant position and he teaches for the day. So just like that, Krishna will take the role of a vacant role kind of thing, and he will be uh, doing that position, role, and everything. So we cannot misunderstand the position. So we have to be really careful. And one time, even Narada came to Brahma and he questioned Brahmaji. I see you like you're doing most of it, and I could see this beautiful cosmic manifestation is done by you. Uh, is there anybody like above you? He questions to Narada, Brahmaji, Narada. So we can know that Narada is like his representation of devotional service, and Brahma is the representation of sound. So then Brahma says, like everything is created, manifested, and destroyed by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and I meditate on him. So Brahmaji is complete manifestation of this universe, and his position cannot be minimized. So regarding the the own daughter, he's attracted, right? So it is not so important, and we cannot minimize Brahmaji's transcendental personality and his position as ordinary. So what I understand, I can give you small analogies. Like the first analogy is like the Sukadev Goswami explained that when sun he falls he's completely pure, and even he evaporates the urine. But he cannot be contaminated. But and we can't imitate those personalities like sun and everything, because they are different. So even in the churning of a milk ocean, like Samudra Mardhana, the poison comes out first, right? So Lord Shiva, he takes the poison just to protect all the other living entities. But we can't imitate those personalities. If you take a drop of poison, we can't survive our lives. We can't take that poison, and we can't stay longer. So we can't imitate those personalities, but we should take them. They're exalted, and they are manifestations of Krishna. So regarding today's topic, mistakes can be rectified by surrendering to the Lord, and we can turn them to be auspicious. So we will make mistakes. That is a human nature. We are prone to making mistakes, but how we can turn them to be auspicious? So the first example goes to Arjuna. So Arjuna wanted to fight with Kauravas, but later on he decided not to fight. So he calls Duryodhana as Durbuddhir, evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra, in 1.23 verse. And after seeing armies, he says Swajanam. Like Swajanam is my people, my good people in 1.28 words. So his perception got changed from Durbuddher to Swajanam. So he committed a big mistake. As a Kshatriya, Kshatriyas, like, what is the duty of a Kshatriya? He has to be fighting. But Arjuna got bewildered because of compassion and everything, and he forgot the greater purpose behind. So, in order to come out of the bewilderment, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna at once. And what happened? Transcendental Bhagavad Gita was spoken, and all bewilderment, illusion, compassion, everything is gone, and he is able to fight. So, that is first way, like, we can change our, like, mistakes can be auspicious. And the second one is Parikshit Maharaj. What happened to Parikshit Maharaj? He is a great devotee of Krishna, and in the womb only he could see Krishna, and he protected him in the womb only. So he's an exalted personality. But what happened, one day he went for hunting in the forest, and he's in the forest, and he was so tired and he's so hungry, and he could not even see water to drink. And he went into uh, Samyaka Rishi's ashram, and in that he could not see anybody, and the Samyaka Rishi, he is in completely silent because he is under a wall of silence. So he did not even see Parikshit Maharaj, or get up and bow and do the like like asking like what to do. So he did not do that because he's in the wall of complete silence. So seeing that Parikshit Maharaj, he did not understand, and he got uh, like disturbed a lot, and he was like, what's going on here? And he goes and uh, like he puts a dead snake on him, uh, and he comes out. So it is done because of his the urge of thirst, and it is a mistake. But what happened? Like Samyaka Rishi's son, Shringi, he himself was highly accomplished in penances, came to know that the insult done to his father. So he got enraged and he cursed the king, and he cursed like he will meet Parikshit Maharaj will die in 7 days with by the live snake Takshaka. So later on, Samika Rishi, he further explains that king doesn't deserve the curse because the king was exhausted and hungry, and when he saw me and I was not aware of my and he is not aware of my observance of silence. So I understand that all these circumstances drove him to commit such an act. So he says that he doesn't deserve the curse. But Parikshit Maharaj, at once, uh, uh, he came to he also feeling that he did a mistake. So he did not uh, like compound on mistakes and do further mistakes. But what he did, he just gave up all the things like his wealth, the kingdom, the relatives, everything, and he came to the shores of Ganges, and he met Sukadeva Goswami, and he was in devotees association, and he surrendered himself to the Lord Krishna, and Bhagavatam was spoken to him. So, because of this mistake, he made this mistake into glorious and auspicious. So, and the third example I'm going to give is about Draupadi. Draupadi had so much turmoil in her life. So she even got stripped, but she realized no one can help, even the husbands and powerful people in the courtyard. So just surrendered to the Lord, raising her arms in the air. After surrendering to the Lord, her whole, like after surrendering to the whole life to to the Lord, her whole life turned auspicious. Just for so before that she was not sure, unsure, uh, but she gave up everything and she just surrendered. So, and I want to give one more example of the Draupadi about the Akshay Patra. So Akshay Patra is the one they got and they have it in the forest when they are in the forest and Pandavas and Draupadi. So uh, in the forest, what they do is like after eating everybody. So after eating Draupadi, she will clean and that's it. It will not produce enough grains after that. Akshay Patra is that kind of boon Draupadi got. So what happened? Durvasa Muni, he went to Kauravas and they greeted him so good, and he wanted to push Durvasa Muni to go to Pandava so that uh, they will be in much more trouble than what they're facing. So what happened? Durvasa Muni, Pandavas came to know that Durvasa Muni is on his way, and Draupadi, like she did like feed all her husbands and she did feed herself and she cleaned all the vessels and she put everything clean. So at the time they came to know that Durvasa Muni and sages are coming to the that ashram. So now she gets worried and she at once prays to Krishna. And Krishna comes and he asks like, can you go and see the vessel if there is something remaining? And she says, no, there is nothing. Everything is clean and clear. And then Krishna says, just go and check it out. So uh, then Draupadi goes and he checks, and the mistake is she did not clean the vessel properly, and there is one grain left. So she comes and she says that there is one grain, and Krishna asks for that grain, and he takes it, and suddenly the miracle happens, and he feels full because it is offered with lot of love. So, and at the same time, Durvasa Muni and all the other munis, they also felt very heavy, and they said, okay, let's go back. No need to go because we are already full and we don't want to like do an offense going there saying that we are full, we don't want to eat anything. So they all left from there. So just by one mistake, by leaving the vessel unclean, um, uh, unclean, it made into auspicious that she could offer grain to Krishna. So yeah, and I wanted to uh, I want to talk something about His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He explains like failures or obstacles are stepping stone for success. So he gave an example of Edison, electric bulb inventor, who tried 8,000 experiments before inventing electric bulb, but he never got discouraged by those 8,000 failures. So we should not um, we should not ponder upon mistakes and think that okay, I did so much wrong, okay, let's and get disappointed and uh, demotivated, and we can't do all those things. But instead of, we can turn to Krishna and surrender to Krishna and saying that okay, I'm here, I'm yours, so please uh, take in charge of me and help me out. And if you surrender to Krishna, everything will be auspicious. So the best solution is not to compound on mistakes by making more mistakes, but to take shelter of Krishna. So I will end this conversation here. So is there anything like suggestion or anything? I'm open. Uh, thank you so much and have if there is no suggestions, then we'll end this call. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhu.
so much for nice, examples how these mistakes are converted for the, uh, I mean, the thing, right? Whatever it is. But only thing I was thinking, realizing that mistake that one did is very, a big task, right? So one doesn't realize easily that I don't realize that I made a mistake, right? That itself will take. That itself will be 50% is solved, right? The problem will be solved. So here, many of the examples, right? So that you gave, and because also, of course, the Lord is coming in place, right? So that is making those problems or whatever challenge they have. Lord is in place, right? So I was just thinking, yeah, first thing is the realizing that I made a mistake. That itself is a big thing. It's not going to be easy for everyone, and right. So and then if one made a mistake, it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of guidance. And second thing, yeah, a lot of experience and realization also. So then the second thing, yeah, the Lord has to be there. If some people a lot of people might realize, but then how that mistakes are getting converted or used, right? So yes, Mataji, I was just pondering or thinking about that when you're explaining about these pastimes. And
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, that is the condensed form. Like, what is the realization of this verse? Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks for giving me opportunity. Hare Krishna.